Hey, what's up? This is Immature, and you know I got soul.
For sure. So I just want to start out, you guys just recently put out the EP Remember, so kind of introduce us to the project a little bit.
Well, Remember it was specifically designed to target our fans. Like, we really felt like we wanted to give our fans something that they could listen to, something with some music, but a lot of the old school hits that we had when we were younger, we wanted to redo those and kind of give the fans something like that was unique and different. So we felt like this would be the perfect music compilation to put out for our fans out there that really have been waiting for us to put out music for such a long time. So we were really excited to be able to put that out.
Right, and of course you guys remade a couple of your hits, including Never Lie, which is a classic to many people. So, when you went into the studio, what was the approach when you, went on to attack something that you've already done in the past?
Well, we just really wanted to, because we were so young when we put that song out, that was the song that really created the Immature brand and really made our career. So we wanted to redo an oldie but goodie, and I felt like, we all felt like it was like the perfect thing for us because, no group has been able to really do that at such a young age and then also to come in and redo their own records. So, normally somebody else would kind of redo the old school records, and we just felt like, why don't we do it, And it was something like a blast from the past.
Right. And of course, this will lead up to your upcoming album. So how did you guys all decide to come back together and make a new album? Because I know this has been in the works for a minute.
It was just right. The fans have been hitting us on all our social media and just kind of putting that bug in our ear constantly. So it's been like that for like the last, I would say, like couple of years. So once we all, I think, was in the right place and we all felt like the direction of the music was right, we just went for it.
Right, and of course, Marques, you put out your solo album, maybe more than a year ago. So was that kind of done by design to put out your album first before you guys went on to work on Immature, or just talk about that?
No, I think my album had been done maybe a couple of months before it even came out. So I think once I put out my album, I kind of went on to do like television, film production and stuff like that. And I think it was more of a decision last year when we did the concert. We did the concert at LA Live, and we did it sold out. And that was our like sign that, hey, maybe we have something here and we should, capitalize on it. So we all got together as a unit, because we're all still friends. We've been best friends since we were little. We never had any beef or anything like that. So it was nothing for us to all just get together and say, hey, let's do it again,
Right, and with your album, Marques, Famous, it had a very throwback sound, kind of a nod to the Marvin Gaye days. What do you think the sound of Immature is going to be this time around? Is it going to be something similar, or are you guys going with something different?
It's a lot different from my sound. I think when I do solo albums in nature, it's kind of, it's more me, it's more a reflection of who I am. As Immature in the group, we're all three individuals that collectively we make one. So I think it's not just a reflection of me, but it's also a reflection of myself and Kelvin and Rome and just us as a unit and what we like to do. So the sound will definitely be a lot different.
Okay, and one thing that I've always noticed with you guys is you guys have always been able to adapt to the current sound, just throughout your entire careers. So, right now in R&B, it's so much different from when you guys last came out. So, can you kind of talk about the sound that you guys have been working on?
Our sound, I don't think we ever like to, we want to be current, we want to be hip, and we want to, do sound that's more up to date for the people nowadays, so they can jam to and stuff like that. But we also we grew up in the old school. We grew up to these older groups like Marvin Gaye and the Temptations, the Four Tops, and all that stuff. So I think we can definitely incorporate our old school feeling with a new school sound, and I think that's what's going to be great about this album.
And you guys are, of course, going by Immature again rather than IMX. So what made you guys go with that decision to come back as Immature?
Well, Immature was where we started, and that's what the brand was. We grew up and we came up with IMX when we turned 18, and we all felt like, Immature was like, it was time to, get rid of the name Immature and kind of grow up. But I think Immature was the brand that really made us, and that's what we decided to go with that.
Okay, and taking it back a little bit, when you guys first initially did change your name to IMX, was there a fear on your part that it would affect the brand at all? Because, people got so used to you guys as Immature, and then you guys changed your name. Was there any fear on your part?
There was definitely some fear on our part because we didn't know. It's always fear. Whenever you do something different, whenever you do something that people aren't used to, you don't know what they're going to expect, it's always a fear. And you always kind of think in the back of your mind, like, what's going to happen or what's going to be the outcome. And, everything we did, we've just been blessed by God to be able to do things that people have always enjoyed and people have always liked. And, we just want to keep putting out great music that people can listen to and they can enjoy. And we'll go on this tour, and we're very excited about, going on tour in the spring. And we want to start the tour in Washington, D.C. because, that's where we really broke. Immature, they were the first market to play Never Lie, and they were the first market to really support us. So it's only right. It's kind of like a homecoming going back there. So we're really, really excited about the tour, about the album, and just excited about being back together.
Right. And, of course, your last album, Marques, you've had solo success. You've been able to sell millions. But as far as the Immature brand, would you guys have been happy ending off the legacy with your last album?
No. I think with the last album, it was very successful. We had a couple of successful hits off that album. Like we had our first #1 BET video was First Time and stuff like that. So it was a very successful album. But I think, it was just kind of like abruptly ended because we all decided as individual men that we wanted to do different things. I wanted to pursue a solo career. Ron wanted to get more into business and Kelton wanted to do different things. So I think we didn't break up or anything. It wasn't any bad blood, but I think it did kind of end abruptly. So I feel like it's only right and fair to give our fans, just one more run. Because if it was going to end now, I think, with this new album, it'll be okay for us to be like, okay, now we might retire. We may be getting a little old now, but hey, I feel like we're still young. I feel like we got energy. We look youthful. We in our early 30s. And I think it's just beginning, actually.
Right, and you guys have remained friends throughout the years. But in the back of my mind, did you ever think that it would be possible again for you guys to reunite, or was that ever in the plans?
I don't think it was in the plans. We kept it open, but we didn't plan on, hey, we're going to reunite one day. It kind of just happened. We kind of followed God, and we let Him control everything we do, and I think it was God's plan, and it just ended up happening at the right time.
Right, and just taking it back a little bit, you guys started in the industry so young. So, what was it like for you guys navigating through the industry and trying to find your place? For us. It was easy because we had fun. It was like being around your brothers every day. We were very close. We've always been like brothers, and we grew up together. So, for us, it wasn't a job to us. It was more like entertaining, and it was just fun. We never took it too seriously as like a job or how we're going to, put ourselves into this adult industry and make it. We just always had fun. It was like we always said, the minute it's not fun anymore, we're going to stop. And we just left it there. Right. And, of course, you guys have all ventured off to do your own solo stuff, different projects, different ventures. Do you feel the work that you guys have done outside the group has strengthened the Immature brand, or do you think it's just two separate entities?
I think it's very separate. I think people look at Immature as one thing, and they look at myself as a solo artist as another brand, and Young Roman as a solo artist as another brand. Kelton didn't ever, he did more like the production and the music, and he never really released a solo album. But I think it's very different. Like I said, it's kind of like a family can be very strong together. Or like the Avengers. All the Avengers were great on their own, but they were completely different. Like Iron Man is a completely different movie than the Avengers. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. That's how I see it.
Okay, cool. And of course, a couple of artists that came up under you guys, the TUG camp, are now blowing up, like Janae, Mila J, and Seven Streeter. So are you surprised by that at all? Or, just talk about what you saw in them initially?
Not surprised at all. Chris Stokes was a genius at finding talent. And, he found Janae, he found Seven Streeter, he found Mila J, he found us, found B2K. And I feel like, when you have a talent to find talent, that just carries on. And it's not a surprise at all that all these artists are super successful because, it's that's what you saw in all of us. So that was great. That's a great thing.
All right, cool. And that's all that I had for you. Is there anything that you guys like to add?
No, we just want to give all our socials. Kelton's is Cool Ass Kelton on Instagram. Rome is City of Rome. My Instagram is Marques Houston 1. And our Immature Instagram is Immature Official. So follow us, get the updates and everything. And we're looking forward to putting this music out. And we just hope our fans really enjoy the music.